Hi, good morning, it's Romola here, and today we are talking about the energy of joy. Now, there's also another energy that's coming through, and this is an energy of compensation, which I think these two will probably be the emotions that we're going to be working with today in the Access Your Inner Light membership, because they're feeling really strong. And the word joy, I think this has come up because there's an energy of feeling flat in the collective at the moment. There's an emotional heaviness, and there's this, certainly with me, the forgetting what lights you up. And this is all sort of stuff. These are the symptoms that are really stopping us from stepping into joy and accepting joy and moving into joy, allowing ourselves to have these things and experiences that move us into joy. So yeah, it's really interesting that this one's come up. We get a lot of living in that survival mode, and in this house at the moment, well, my daughter's just finished her GCSEs, my son has got a couple more weeks left of his A levels, so there is this energy of survival mode. Gonna get through just 2 more weeks, 2 more, however many, 10 more school runs, and then that's done. This kind of survival as opposed to the thriving. It's almost as if everything is put on hold until these things have been actioned, have happened. So the exams are over. So like I say, my daughter is now finished her GCSEs, finished her education, and we'll be going off to college, doing something that she really wants to do. And that feels like this, that was like a stuck. Well, when she's finished, I'll have more time, I'll be able to do. But at the moment, there's still this energy of, my son's still got two weeks to go. So there's still this energy of emotional suppression, that disconnection from pleasure, and that survival mode. And I think this is really not just me. Obviously, if you've got 16 or 18-year-old kids, you're going to be, experiencing similar things. But I think it is also a collective energy. And I'm just allowing it to sit against the exams. That there's definitely an energy of this emotional suppression at the moment, and it creates this stagnant energy, and it keeps us stuck, and it makes just doing the day-to-day things harder. That's it just feels harder to do the day-to-day things, which means we just don't then get round and into the really more pleasurable aspects. So joy to me is yellow, it is gold, it is having fun, it is doing something that really lights me up. But it is a medicine. It is something that really I can feel in my body. When I think joy, I feel it in my body. I can feel my solar plexus. I can feel a wiggle in my sacral. I can feel the energy, building. Sorry, I had my eyes closed as I was tapping into the energies. So yeah, there's this energy of joy. But when I sort of park that and think back how I am at the moment, there is definitely a flatness. But joy doesn't need justification. It's not an either or. It's not a this or that energy. We can hold the energy of emotional balance and joy. I'm trying to think what the words are for this flatness. We can live in the survival energy of this and this and this, and tracking ourselves and doing the do, but also we can hold that energy of joy through that striving. So the strived, thrived joy. I'm hoping this makes sense. It certainly feels that we can hold the two. I don't just have to be holding energy for exams. I can also be doing things that support myself, that bring me joy. For example, writing my book, working with my crystals, getting my sprays out. So I've got the magenta spray that I'm using at the moment. So yeah, first of all, I ask you, what does joy feel like? When you close your eyes and say the word joy, 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 what does that feel like? What images are being conjured into your mind? What is coming through for you? Because I think that's really, really important. And then think about, what could you do to bring a little bit of that joy? Something simple. Maybe it's going and cutting some roses in the garden before they get battered by the rain again. Maybe it is a cup of coffee with a friend. Maybe it is I don't know, doing some art, doing some craft. What brings you joy that you are capable, because you've got to have the capacity to do it, to actually do and experience, and just reconnect to that simple pleasure. It's really important. So yeah, that is a really interesting card that's come up. When I was first shuffling the cards, actually Patch of Blue Sky came up again, and I thought, well, no, we had that last week, we're not doing, you know, it's a brand new deck of cards, I want to get through as many as possible. But the joy does fit into that patch of blue, because the patch of blue is, like I said, it's looking for those sparks of joy throughout the day. And of course, patch of blue and joy is looking at the same thing from the same angle, and that's what all my cards are doing. They are all related, all integrated, all themes and sides of different shapes, different emotions from this human life that we are living. So yeah, what should we do? What should we do? I'm not going to bother with any more cards from a message point of view, because I think the message is very strong with that one. I'm going to use my Calm and Reset deck. Let me just put that one back in, give it a little twizzle, and have a little, oh, there's a card facing the wrong way there. I should put that back in a minute. Let's have a card. What is going to support us today? Let's have that one. Cooling breath. Breathe slow. I think we've had this one. Breathe slowly in through your nose and imagine cool, calm air breathing through your body. Exhale gently through the mouth and allow tension to melt away. This breath soothes the nervous system. So breath is such a powerful tool, and when we breathe in through our nose, we are stimulating the vagus nerve, particularly when we do the external breath as well through the nose. It stimulates it and can bring that bit of calm. And then let's use the Inner Light and Alignment deck, and just give these a little tap. I'll give them a little shuffle. These are quite slippy, these cards, so I can maybe just do a little bit of a oh, that's the one. Jumpy. Heart and Belly Hold. I think these are funny cards, because I've got a feeling we've had these recently. Heart and Belly Hold. So place one hand on your heart and the other on your belly. Take a few slow breaths. Feel the gentle rise and fall beneath your hands. This simple gesture keeps a feeling of safety and connection within your body. Now, the reason I'm saying these are funny, and then again, but I think actually what's happening is we are being reminded of the simplicity of the tools that we have and we can use. And we are being reminded to use the tools that we have. We don't need to learn more, to do more. We need to integrate. Oh, there's that dreadful spiritual word, embody. We need to integrate and embody and bring into our daily practice the things we already have that support us. So I think that's why we are getting repetition. I'm sure we've had these ones recently. But anyway, that is what we are doing. So like I said, this is the Magenta Spray by Angelic Celestial Colours. It's when I did Aura Soma, magenta was a beautiful I can't remember what they were called, colour to work with, because it was all about healing the healer and supporting, and that's really feels like the magenta. This is called Magenta Bridge, Heaven to Earth. For me, it feels like this grounding energy of pulling the energies in, allowing myself to sit and hold those energies. So I think that is our message for today. Like I say, I'm feeling that we are going to work with those two emotions that I mentioned at the start, compensation and joy, because they feel integrated somehow, they feel linked. So that is what we're going to be working on. If you would like to join us this week, it is £22 to join the Access Your Inner Light membership. Every week you get a 20-minute Akashic recalibration and activation. So we clear one emotion, thought or belief, and we bring in and activate a positive in its place. The ladies that are in there have been saying how helpful they are finding it as a practice. Again, it's that repetition that is really helpful. So I will leave you with that. Let me know how this lands. Let me know about your joy, about how that feels. what it is that you do or would like to do in order to activate that joy for yourself. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.